Hi, for all nations, Old and New Testament ministry. Today we have Mr. Dale here. Mr. Dale, again, welcome.
Hey, yep.
And now, today we're going to talk about very important issue. It's been from ages since the Big Bang Theory or Darwin Theory or since the world existed, it's there. So those issues are what we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about it's going to be a question about back and forth agnosticism, atheism, religion. Sam Harris, Richard Dawkins, you name it. So we'll start that. So, Mr. Dale, as we previously talked about that, somebody come, like let's say Darwin Theory, right?
Okay.
People come, they listen, they read and all this, and then they go like, bungo, okay, this is what the Darwin Theory is. Or the Big Bang is, yes, we believe in Big Bang Theory. This is the Big Bang and all this. What do you think? How you... And then,
I think right now, both of those concepts are our best answer that we have now, that we have to date. Could other evidence come to show things being a little different than those? Perhaps. But up until now, these are our best scientific explanations for the existence of the universe and life.
So you're saying that if we would have not had those evidence of the existence, the scientific...
You see that's just it. Science is based on evidence. It's based on evidence and then being able to repeat experiments and actually show that these things are in actuality a fact, where religion is really based on faith. I was told that many times. Religion it's based on faith. That's why I got kicked out of Sunday school.
But here's the thing. Yes, religion is on faith, but here's the thing. This is my theory. If religion is on faith, but at the same time the science is on the... You said, science is like the facts, right?
Right.
You have to have facts or you have to have proof, right?
Yeah, right. You have to have evidence.
Evidence.
And you need to be able to repeat it and actually show that, oh yeah, this does actually work.
Okay. But science itself is also the human thinking, human idea. Mm-hmm. And the faith is same thing, human believe on something that, I have a faith on something. Yeah. And the science is like...
Science is not belief. Science
that's
is
what
fact.
I'm saying.
Right.
But then the thing is, who's believing on the evidence is the human being, right? The science
you're
is not
observing the actual results, and if you choose not to believe the actual results, I'd say you're probably crazy.
Yeah, but then just like we are two people, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say I'm believing in God, okay, I believe in Jesus. Okay. I have faith, or I believe in Muhammad. This is considered faith. And here come you, and you said, okay, I see the evidence and all this. I see the paper here. I see North Atlanta. I see Russia still exists and all this. So this is for you evidence. And you, believing or what?
Well, believing countries, of course.
Right. So then so this term is considered as a science, but the religious person is the believing. So it is the human being. Science itself or religion itself is nothing until human being really believe into that.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Okay, here come my question then again. So somebody, like when your forefather born, of course you don't know when your dad born but you know the date of birth and all this.
Sure.
So when he born or his dad and my dad, anybody, any human being born, what they do see is the world is already existed. The world is already existed when they're born. Mm-hmm. So my idea is this, then how come that person who come and the world is already existed and then they talk about that, okay, the universe is, this is what the universe is going to be destroyed, or universe is this is how it really being...
Well, that's just a matter of questioning. You see, humans, I really think that we're curious. It's that curiosity. It's a curiosity of understanding, of knowing. When you stop questioning and you just take everything as is,
but you can ask questions.
I think you're going to fail.
But I think
as a civilization, I think you're just going to fail, because you need to continue questioning the things that you think you know. When you stop questioning things, I think civilization will stagnate, and sooner or later it will just fall.
But I think being, question asking and the world already existed is two different things to me, because the universe has already existed when we born, right? Or our forefathers.
Well, yeah, sure, but it doesn't mean that I can't question how it got there.
No, we could, yeah. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the question,
how did it get there?
Yeah, that's I think never gonna stop as long the human being keep being born.
Curiosity.
And the brain has to be developed. And once the brain is developed and all this, you're gonna have those questions, regardless of faith, regardless of color, ethnicity, and all
Sure.
this. It's gonna come and all this. But having just like Darwin Theory, or like Sam Harris comes here and Richard Dawkins come here, and they bring their own agenda.
Sure.
And then start and being agnostic, like you agnostic,
Right.
where
Right.
agnostic, you do have some kind of totally faith where you believe something, but not as totally atheism, like where they don't believe in all of
Yeah,
this.
right. Atheism being that there's nothing after this. That this is all there is, and once you're gone, you're just dirt, and that's it. It's all. I don't think that's I don't think that's really reality. But I also don't buy into there's a magical guy in the sky that keeps an eye on everything either. I don't buy into that one either. I think because of the way we are as humans, our perspective of the universe really does prevent us from seeing whatever that entity may be that may have created everything. I don't think we can view it properly. We view it as a human, and that's just not correct. I don't think it's right. My viewpoint of whatever that might be is completely different. To me, it's just pure energy. That's it. The entire universe and everything, it's just pure energy in different forms. That's all it is. So
you would call that agnosticism?
to me, that's my
So as an
belief
individual
in-
agnostic, you believe that?
That's what
what
I kind of believe in, is it's not really an entity at all. It's everything is made of pure energy. Everything. We are everything. I mean, I think, I'm not sure that it really says this. I'd have to look it up again. But in God said, I am all things. Well, basically that's true. We are God. The universe is God. Everything is God. The table, the chair, the cell phone, everything. Because it's all pure energy. And when this shell fails, I'm still pure energy. My shell becomes pure energy, and everything is. Do I maintain some conscious thought pattern? I'm not certain of that. That I'm not sure of.
Okay,
be honest. But being that in my family, I had one individual who did die and then was brought back to life, and he said he had never been at more peace in his life, ever.
Okay, so here's...
So he had the sensation of peace when the body was done.
Okay.
Well,
So-
that means a lot to me. That gives me an idea that, well, there's obviously something. And there's some coherent pattern that makes up our conscious thought that I hope remains part of everything.
But here is the thing, if that's a coherent pattern you're talking about, but I'm going a little bit back, I'm rewinding you a little bit.
Okay.
That where, said, table is energy and all this, but
Sure.
then you brought the point where, somebody in your family died and then they said they had the best peace and all this. But here's my thing. Now, I would ask question, but then I will jump into that. I will try to put this piece together, the story.
Okay.
So, as energy, then let's say, would you think that from now today in 5 days, what's going to happen into the world, or what would happen to you from the next hour, next minute, and all? Can you get that idea?
Can you predict it?
Yeah, can you predict it?
I don't think that you can really predict it. There are too many variables. I mean, you can eliminate some of the variables, and you can even mathematically you can eliminate certain variables, and you can come up with certain outcomes.
So that's okay.
But overall, no, you can't.
So-
I mean, I might be driving home and get hit by a semi. You
that's-
can't predict everything.
Okay, so
There are too many variables.
But you said you believe that's energy, right? So I believe that, if that's the energy, you said table energy, that energy. So I think that energy shouldn't be in the halfway, or shouldn't be giving you quarter or 50% or 60%. It should be at least some percent should be given you, where you would know that, come on, man, it's energy. You should know that, who's gonna hit you, or what's gonna happen tomorrow, or how long you're gonna live, or you know what I mean. So
There are some people who say they can.
no, but you believe in that energy. So would that energy won't give you answer?
You have to be able to. I don't really think that it is possible to eliminate all of the variables.
Okay.
So you may have a good idea of maybe what may transpire, but
okay,
it's
so
never going to be.
okay, so let's say,
No.
so now I'm gonna put that thing, that what I was talking to. So the peace, you said that in your family, the person who died and came back in life and all this. So what you talking about? What peace he talking about? The peace that he never had, or that peace something you think?
Well, that's a very good question.
So what
That's a very good question. He just merely told my mom that he had never felt so much peace in his entire life, and I would imagine that would be a calmness. We're always, as humans, we're always so much concerned with how other people view us. We're always so much concerned with our position in life, whether it be financial or emotional, anxiety, stresses, and so forth. So I can only imagine that at that moment, it was all gone.
So he
See, and to me, that's rather telling. It's that we create the walls in this reality in our own minds, and that once all of that is gone, once all those conceptions are gone, we are at peace.
So how long he was dead though? You think?
I'm not really sure.
Okay, because I was thinking that
I'm not really sure.
that piece.
I
How
never
long?
inquired on that.
I was thinking how long that piece really worked, because it's important that if he had that piece for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Or
No,
something.
I don't think it was that long at all.
So
I
yeah,
think it was more like a
that's
minute,
important to be.
minute and a half, maybe.
Yeah,
But
so
I'm not
that
going
piece
to make any guesses on that.
So, but again, this is a very interesting topic, and I think we do need to talk about that again, to where we really to tell our views and all the people out there in the world. Yes, there is so many people out there, so many theories are out there. There is people who believe in Richard Dawkins, what he talk about. Sam Harris, he's a neuroscientist. He elaborate, he bring very nice thing to play with your brain and all this. We have so many out there, but
in many ways, I really do believe that conscious thought creates reality.
Yeah, conscious thought does.
Conscious thought creates reality.
And
so.
we, but then again, what I'm after is that when you're born, the universe is already existed when you're born. So this is something somebody come and give his idea, thoughts, just like we talk about questions and all this, that he believed that because something was already existed, like let's say that Darwin Theory.
Yeah, but if we can come up with an experiment that can actually show that it had a beginning, that it wasn't always there, and you can show the evidence that proves that, why not?
But here is just like this phone right here, right?
Sure.
The phone is let's say some kid born and all this, and this phone is out there for let's say 100 years ago and all this, and then that person talk about this phone and say this phone has that system and all this, but when that person born, that phone was already there, right? So I
Doesn't
think
mean it was always there.
Yeah, but no, but this is the product, right? So when we talk about the universe, this is not the product, because we
Who's to say? I mean, if you believe in God, then you're basically saying that the universe is a product. It's a product of God's creation.
Yeah.
So it's just like He created the universe, like we created the phone.
Right, but here is the question come. My question come is that if this is like before I born, it was there. You know what I mean? Like we know that we know the touch phone, touch screen, and all this came out and all this, right? And let's say from now in 10, 20 years, some other kid born and all this, and he read on a computer and all this, or the family tell him, hey, there's a smartphone out there and all this. So that thing was before him. So now he's going to get idea, his own thoughts, that okay, this is how the phone was made and all this. Same thing, Sam Harris or somebody, whoever, come with the idea, okay, the world was this, but the world was already existed. And then you live certain time, you live 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, or you reach 200 or over 100, And by the time when you reach 50 or 60, the problems start in your body. And by the time you're 70, 80, we know that you can't function when you are in your 20s or 30s. But here's my comment. Then that person is gone. So when he gone, the world was still existed. When he came, the world was existed. Boom. Somebody else came and take his place and he talked the idea and all this. So tell me, this is what my whole thing is I'm after. That how could you, something already existed and when you're gone, that was still existed and didn't happen to the world, didn't happen to anything.
So we shouldn't worry about it? We shouldn't think about it?
No, it's not a worry. Question can be asked and all this. But I'm just saying that, was somebody misleaded somewhere, somebody, based on his thoughts, and then people want to follow that person. Oh, yes, this is what exactly happened. Stop following, use your brain, get your idea, and you get the answer.
Yeah, use your brain. Yeah, oh God, let's see. It was, I do believe it was Galileo. It does not behoove me to believe that the same God that endowed man with sense, reason, and intellect intended us to forego their use.
It was Galileo. He said that.
Right.
Yeah.
Galileo.
The Alexander's teacher.
Galilee. Yeah.
Galileo.
And that's what it really comes down to. I mean, he was imprisoned for observing something in nature that went against the current religious beliefs of the time. So basically it was blasphemy. You can't say that. That's not right. But it's what I observed. That's what's going on. I can see it. I can prove it. I can show it mathematically. This is how. No, you can't say that. Don't. Should we ignore? Look, the same God, he believed in God. He was a very religious man. The same God that gave you sense, reason, and intellect. Why would you ignore it? Why would you ignore all those things? All those things that you should be paying attention to. He gave them to you. Pay attention. Don't ignore it. Use it.
Yeah, and I think...
So when we use our intellect to determine, to look at the facts, to look at the science and say, oh, this is how solar systems develop. This is how they're formed. This is what happens. We have evidence. We have proof. We can look at it. We can see it.
So we can just say,
this is how the solar system works.
We can just
Where's the problem? If you want to say that God created it, fine. So I'm going, how did God create it? Oh, this is how he did it. Oh, well, that's cool.
And I think that some people bring the facts to this, some people think it's idea, and some
why do we say he of God?
Hypothesis.
Because God is really not a he or a she. See, that's just it. You see, that's where, for me, it all kind of falls apart. But I don't see it that way. I see God as being pure energy. I see everything as being pure energy. The entire universe, everything, pure energy. So it is neither he, nor she, nor an it, nor they, it's just pure energy.
And I think
how it interacts, and how it changes, and how it mutates, how it combines and forms different things. But it's all the same.
It's amazing that how Brother Dale really put things together and all this. It was very interesting to this topic and all this, and we will come up with making more this topic interesting. So take care. Thank you so much, Mr. Dale, again. It was really nice of you to coming here and
thank you very much.
Giving your time and all this.
Of course.
Thanks a lot, and you guys have a good one. Take care.
Bye.
And have a very, very happy Easter.